While much of mid-Michigan is urban or suburban, the majority, more than 60%, is in agriculture. Over 3,400 farms are found in Clinton, Eaton, and Ingham counties. These farms are vital to our region and our state's economy, and they're also critical to environmental stewardship. One of the best tools these farmers have for environmental stewardship is the Michigan Agriculture Environmental Assurance Program.
It's in a farmer's interest to participate in MEAP because they face a lot of different direction from a lot of different regulatory authorities. There's multiple agencies dictating what they have to do, and there's ever-changing regulations. And so working with a technician that works one-on-one with those agencies can help make sense of all of that.
And so when a farm gets MEAP verified, what they're doing is they're telling their neighbors that they're environmentally responsible, that they're farming in a way that is sustainable for their business and for the environment, and that's what's important. This farm that we're at here today, they've been verified the first time, and now they've actually gone through a re-verification 3 years later, and that shows their continued commitment to being responsible.
What's interesting though, farming is like any other profession. You don't just read a book, put it on the shelf, and go do it for 40 years. You have to continually learn what's new, what are some of the challenges, problems that other farmers. One nice benefit for farmers from the MEAP verification and re-verification is you're able to learn from experienced technicians that visit other farmers, and they've seen things that work, that don't work, a way to do things better, and that network and knowledge that technician brings to your farm during the re-verification process.
We serve as the gateway so that if someone calls us and they need assistance putting in a practice, maybe we can't provide the funding for it, but we know the organizations that can, or can help them get their soil tested or their water tested. So we really try and link people up with the answers that they need. We also work a lot more with the urban people and the people in the suburban areas so that they can learn more about practices as well. So if you live in an urban area, you're walking on trails with your dog, you need to pick up the pet waste because that can get into our streams. There are lots of things you can do if it's native landscaping around your home, rain barrels and rain gardens, looking at the energy use in your home, the water use in your home and around your home. There's quite a few practices that conservation districts can help people learn about.
Ultimately, your food and your goods come from nutrients gained from the soil, the water, and the air. And if those things are sick or polluted, eventually that food or that good can become polluted or not viable. And so for us to have safe food for future generations and to make sure that that land is sustainable and available in future generations, we need to make sure that we're taking care of it responsibly so it's able to be there.
Having my family, being born and raised on this farm and now raising my family on this farm, one of the blessings we've gotten from the greening is learning about more responsibility with pesticide and fertilizer. So obviously we have our crops that are big fields and all this, but I've also learned that even on my yard, that's very important, where I'll let my 2-year-old, my 4-year-old go out and play, and inevitably they're eating grass or dandelions or whatever, and I've learned a lot more responsibility, and I think for a lot of homeowners, that's a benefit that their conservation district could give them, is learning that they don't have to over-fertilize their yard or maybe, be more responsible on how they spray, maybe for dandelions or other things, and how long should it be before they let their grandkids back out on the yard. These are things that every citizen can do, whether you live in the city or the suburbs or out here in the country. So that's one thing that I would encourage citizens that have a yard or a garden to go and get involved in their conservation district, and there's other opportunities as well out there, but because inevitably if we do use too many pesticides or fertilizer, it does affect us all through the groundwater and other ways as well.
Another important trend in the greening of mid-Michigan that complements the conservation of soil and water resources by agriculture is the development of a community food industry. This industry is available to consumers across the region at the area's numerous farmers markets.
When you support your local growers, you're supporting something that's happening in your own environment, and you have some input into what they produce. and you can ask specific questions about the growing practices.
One of the coolest things that happens here that doesn't happen shopping elsewhere is that I get to talk to people about whatever it is I'm picking out. For example, I chose a squash today that it's only the second time I bought it, but I bought one last week and I tried preparing it in a new way because I'd spoken with the farmer about how to prepare it, how it tasted good, and I love it. And now I'm a little bit obsessed, and so I'm doing it again this week in the same way. But like that conversation with the person who grew the squash introduced me to a totally new food that's really nutritious and that is delicious, and so that's a great thing. That's something that doesn't happen when I go to the supermarket.
This is a community event. It's grown in the short 4 years I've been here. I have the same customers I've had since day one, and I've had new customers, and it is growing, and people are becoming much more educated in what they're eating and what they're doing, and they're getting back to preparing food, eating cleaner, and concerned about all aspects of their community, their health aspects, the environmental aspects, and the economic aspects.
Well, when folks support the farmers at a farmer's market, you're buying food locally. Your food hasn't traveled for many, many miles. At the farmer's market, you're going to find a very rich selection of all the foods that are offered in Michigan at this time. And it's important to support the farmers here in Michigan.
When you're a farmer, you are definitely wedded to the farm and you're wedded to the business. And this is what we do full-time from February all the way until the end of November.
Not only are we bringing the farm to the people, but we're also advertising. It's very surprising how many people, even though we're in Charlotte, how many people have never really heard of the Country Mill before.
I make a refrigerator style pickle that my grandmother taught me how to make, my busha in Polish. It's refrigerator style. It started out with the garlic dill, which we call the super pickle, and we just take it off from there, and we have about 20 different things that we make.
So really the bottom line is that whether you're a huge commercial grower or a small market farmer like us, you have to be conscious of your impact on the environment.
We need to become aware, and we need to be more aware, and we need to continue to follow the best principles we can for sustainable agriculture, to blend in with the environment, to be green.
I think it's important that we all work together, and I've felt that way from day one. I need MSU Extension, I need the MDA, I need the customers. We all need to work together to make our communities healthier in all aspects.
I love farmers markets, they just make me happy.
Well, come on down to your farmer's market. You can ride your bike, you can park it under the sun. Says market open day. Meet your neighbors, see your friends, smile at the music and shop to the end. It's the action, market open day. Buy direct from your local farmers. They will feed your soul and they're really quite charming.